We used to ride dirt bikes and stuff when I was a kid until my dad had a wreck and wiped out. Man, I love those things. I grew up on a street where it had like all boys. That's always been my thing. I've gotten along better with the guys. I don't get it. But one of us had a three-wheeler, one of us had a go-kart, and one of us had a four-wheeler, and I had dirt bikes. I had a couple of them, a couple of little ones. And I lived at the end of a dead-end road, and it was about half a mile long, and at the other end was this great big red hill, and we would ride tracks and tracks and tracks around that. We would drag out wood and all kinds of bullshit because we knew past a certain point that was the end of the driveways except for ours. So we could pretty much build ramps and any other bullcorn stuff that we wanted to in the middle of the road and try to jump it, and oh my God, we had the absolute best time. Then one day, my uncle comes over, and he's got this sweet ride, big ride, sweet ride, and everybody's terrified because I'm wanting on it. I'm just terrified. I mean, I'm just mesmerized by it, and they're terrified that I think I can get on it and take off like my dirt bike. I couldn't. I wasn't going to try it, but I was afraid it was going to fall over on me, and I was getting too close. So everybody was freaking out, but my dad, he thought it was as pretty as I did, and he wanted to take it for a little spin. So he's like, okay, I got this. I'll see you in a minute. And he gets on the bike, revs it up, you know, it sounds pretty and all this stuff, and he takes off, and he is flying up the road. And then my uncle turns to my mother and says, you think I should have told him I've been having trouble with the brakes? About that time, all we saw was dirt and noise, and we knew. My uncle hopped in my dad's pickup with my mom, and they took off flying up there. And my dad he'd went to hit the brakes because he was flying. Went to hit the brakes, there were no brakes whatsoever. So he tried to ride it out and slow down and go up the hill a little bit, and it didn't work. The wheels went out from under him, and he slid, I bet you 20 feet on nothing but that old red rock clay mountain. It was horrible. Skin from head to toe, face. Oh, it was horrible, horrible, horrible. So they brought him back home and the remnants of the bike back home, and it wasn't probably 2 weeks later I was coming home from school and saw him with everybody's motorcycles and go-karts and toys in the back of a trailer hauling them off, and he sold them to some jerk in Wills Point. And I was just like, man, you had the wreck, butthead. I didn't have the wreck. Wasn't nothing wrong with my brakes, and I've never gotten back on one. And you know what? When I see one, I just almost salivate. It just looks like so much fun. Now, I gotta admit, I'm a chicken shit, so I'd need one of the three-wheelers that looks like a cool bike. Oh, my God. I would tour this country if I had one of those. I'm not even playing. Taking all the back roads, of course. No bridges. Don't like that. But, yeah, Dad tore himself up and got rid of our bikes. Dad also one time, and this we're just going to throw in because I don't know where else to put it, one time we were at my grandmother's house and we were going to barbecue, and he kept squeezing charcoal lighter and squeezing charcoal lighter and squeezing charcoal lighter. My mother kept telling him to stop, and of course when she said stop, he did it 3 more times because that's how they worked. Anyway, so then he throws that match off in there, it all blows up in his face. He did not have a mustache left or one eyebrow. Singed all the hair on the front. I thank God he was okay and didn't go blind. I mean, that would have been a horrible, horrible thing. And you don't do that. And I've seen firsthand why you don't do that. And so I never jacked around with it and won't let my kids. But he's done a lot of stuff to his face. I ought to post a picture sometime because he was a good-looking guy. Dark hair, wavy, blue eyes. Now, in the end, I didn't see him for 28 years, guys. But in the very end, the last year when I had my moment, he had, oh my God, it had it all pulled back, and it was gray, and it was braided, and it was real long down to his waist. He was an old Indian. As a matter of fact, this is his favorite belt buckle. And even though I had not seen my dad many, many years, I asked that I get something. And we are of Indian heritage. I actually have Indian citizenship, even though I'm pale as a ghost, thanks to my great-great-grandparents. And yeah, the last time I saw my dad, he was totally rocking his Indian roots. So anyway, just a little bit more about my dad. I wish somebody would take me on a ride on a motorcycle, but I think now I've gotten too fat and people are scared of that. What a shame. Whatever. Bye.